Welcome back, guys. As you can see, I don't really know this program that well, but I have worked it out. So let's just go to what we've got to do here. So if you right click on this thing here, you can actually hide. Right? So you hide the picture there. Now, depending on what size dice you want to use, will depend on what we're doing over here. So if we click on a line, remember the trick is to go divide. So if I drag that to the right, so I'm just going to drag it into the number of segments that I'm going to need for the number of dice that I'm going to have. Just to keep it easy for me, I'm just going to go 6, and then I'll do the same thing on the other line over here. So again, go to divide, and I can just drag that, and just to make it easy for me, I'm going to go 6 again. All right. Now you can probably do 8 or 12 or 10 or what you want to do. That will certainly help you. Now, the trick is to get your grid, right? So remember what we do, we go to our protractor, that's the midpoint, that's the end point. Right, so you drag that, click on the line, drag it around, it will snap to 90 degrees, so it's really quick to do that. Again, end point, click, drag it around, right, bring your nut to 90, because it snaps there, so it's good. End point, on the line, drag it around. So it doesn't take too long to do this. The other good thing about this is it's really accurate. So based on our scale that we've got, we've still got our same scale, we're using the same diagram, so we have to do that process once, which makes life easy. Right, and then we go down to this one here, end point. They don't have to be the same size boxes, okay? So you can make it whatever you like. They don't have to be square. It's just the concept of having a shape there, which is, a grid, and that's all you're doing with the Monte Carlo method. Now, the secret with the Monte Carlo method is it's not going to be super accurate, but we're just showing off that we know how to do it. And you can gives you something to talk about in your investigation when you start doing that. Now, we've done all our grid there. All we have to do is now to go our line. So press L for line, and then if we just drag that down. All right, so drag that down. Right, so it's pretty quick, a lot quicker than what we were doing before. Don't know what that message is. I should read it, I suppose. The main thing is we will have this nice grid. I think you can also hide this in that styles bit as well. I'm obviously not done this quite correct, but I mean this works. It's pretty quick. That's why I'm doing it. So you're dragging your lines across. Now, get the idea? So it's probably taken me about a minute and a bit to do this whole process, and that's a really accurate way of getting a nice grid. You'll better do it quicker because you know what to do now. Right, so once you've got that, print screen it, okay, and then you can go over to your Word document. Alright, so just open that Word document up, paste it in. Right, what we then double click on it, we will crop it. So drag the corner in, hit your grid, and then you've actually got that diagram. Now again, remember to keep it in perspective by just dragging the bottom corner. You can make that as large as you want, and then you can probably even you could type or write in what the numbers are on the bottom there. Now the other thing that we need for this is to find in Google SketchUp, we need to actually measure the two sides. So if I come to my measuring tool, and if I click there and I want to measure down here, right, that's telling me that down the bottom here that's actually 78.16 meters. Alright, so I need to record that because remember I need the area of the big rectangle, and then if I also do the top one as well, that's giving me that as 146.64 meters. So that's what you can use to work out the area of the actual rectangle. Alright, so apart from that, it's just a matter of rolling the dice, putting your values in there and getting that done. Alright, so that's the actual method for doing the Monte Carlo. Now, rather than using another diagram, right, undo. Okay, I want to erase all these things here. So if you just hold the eraser down, you can just move that along, we'll do all these lines for you. Alright, so they'll just disappear. So just hold the mouse as you run your eraser over all these lines. Okay, and it's the quickest way of getting rid of all of them. Right, the reason being is we don't want to have to rescale our diagram. Right, so we're going to have a go at doing the next method, which is Napper's method, which is I think pretty easy. Right, so again, we're going to use Simpson's. We're going to use this particular diagram to get our values, and then we're going to use the spreadsheet that I've done for you. Undo. Just delete everything. Don't want to delete everything, do we? Alright, so it doesn't take too long. You probably do it quicker than I can. Alright, so I've got rid of all of that. Now, the idea of using Napper's method is that you go somewhere in there in the center, and you do you basically do a radial survey. So what I'm suggesting you do here is just click. Let's just do the long line. Doesn't matter where it goes because it can hit the thing. Right. Now, if we go to our protractor, actually go to a midpoint. So see how midpoint's there? We don't need to draw a line. So if we go to our protractor now, what I'm suggesting, just to keep it manageable, just to show that you can do this, is we'll do ours for 20. So if we do it for an angle of 20, then we've only got 18 triangles that we have to work out, and we can do that on our thing. So if I click in the middle there, click anywhere I like, drag it around. Remember the trick is type in 20, enter. That's my line. Alright, so if I go to my line now, I can click on the edge of the circle, drag it along, click on the other end of the circle. That's my first line done. Alright, go click your protractor. Alright, click in the middle again. Alright, click on the line that you want to drag it around, don't click, type in 20, enter. Alright, and then that, press L for line. Alright, so edge of the thing, dragging it up to the edge of the line. Alright, protractor again, click in the center, click on the line, drag it around, don't click, 20, enter. Alright, then go to your line, press L, edge dragging up over here. Get the idea? So you keep doing that process, you'll get around there really quickly, and again you'll cut and paste this into your Word document. Now the secret here is to be able to measure these lines, so it's not going to be really all that hard to do. All I have to do to measure this line is click at the end, click at the middle. It's telling me that's 69.44. Okay, got my measuring tape, click there, click in the middle, that one's 21.69. So it's not hard to actually measure all these. It's doing all the work for you. All you're having to do is then write that down. Alright, so for me, I'll be putting that into that Excel spreadsheet that I've posted on there for you. And I'd be going to that third page, which is the one which has got an angle of 20, putting those values in. I'll just show you what I did for one when I was helping Cameron for his. So in terms of Napper's method, I might just go into his page. Right, so in terms of showing you how it works and how you might want to set that up. So if I go into, a bit lost here, we'll just close a few screens. Right, so if I go into where I save all your work, into apps, students, Cameron. So what I'll be doing is saving each of those screens as you go through. So like a Napper's method. So that's his done. So when I've taken this into his assignment, or he's taken into his assignment, then what we've got there, we've got the grid and then the Nappers method. So the idea is, with that, in terms of looking at, you can label each of these lines, and that's just a matter of making a text box and cutting and pasting it. So it looks really good and it's really quick to do, and then you can just list down what all the links are. Now, I don't think labeling them on that diagram would be useful. I think that will take too long to do. So this gives you a really good way of doing this. This is going to be very accurate on Google's on the actual map itself. You can certainly, the other thing with the Google SketchUp when you're in there, if you are working out certain things, so if I'm clicking in an area, well, obviously that's not a triangle, is it? So I can't actually use that to work out a triangle, but there are ways of, for some of these shapes that you're doing, is actually working the area out of those as well and just checking it on your Google SketchUp. Now I'll talk about that in a bit of class when I'm helping you submit individually. Anyway, I hope this helps. Good luck with that. I think this is a really good way of going. You only have to bring the one picture in or two pictures in. And once you've done that, you can just use that for all the methods. All right, so that will help you with making it look really good, and certainly it will certainly make the calculations a little bit easier to do as well. So good luck with that, and I'll talk to you in class.